Hello and welcome to Let's Play Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, the Lord of Nothing, with me, Braggett Dawn. We'll be starting the newest DLC for Wrath of the Righteous, the Lord of Nothing, which is a continuation of the Through the Ashes DLC. And both of these DLC are standalones that are tied to the main story, but you're not playing as the same group of adventurers, so it's a narrative that runs parallel to the main campaign. The standalone DLC concludes a story that began in Through the Ashes. After completing it, the Knight Commander will find a deadly new trial awaits them in Chapter 5 of the main campaign. Through the Ashes ended with our heroes on the cusp of the Abyss, but the fallen demon lord Sithud, master of ice and bones, was about to rise again. Our ragtag group of Canabra survivors are the only ones who can stop him. Learn the secrets of the forgotten demon lord, collect his cursed treasure, and pave the way for new triumphs on the part of the Knight Commander. We'll be playing on Core, of course. Unmodified. We'll import our character Don Bunyan from the first half of this expansion. One of the Frozen Lord's loyal servants managed to find a mortal named Sendri, who is capable of bringing about Sithud's resurrection. That mortal's friends, however, stood in our way, willing to face the most dangerous foes of the Abyss for their kin's sake. Even we dare not predict the outcome of this confrontation, but one thing is certain: whoever survives it will play a crucial role in our master's fate.
Whose side are you even on? What's going on here?
I'm on our side, of course. Who else's? As for what's going on, I heard the same as you. That scoundrel serves someone called Sithod. No doubt a hideous creature with a name like that. He carries within him a piece of this Sithod's power, and it seems I do too. I don't have a clue what's going on, but everything's relatively clear. Alright, enough chit-chat. This villain will come to at any moment and close the portal. Get going. Shoo! Don't you worry about me. I'll be sticking around here.
We won't leave you. Whatever's waiting for you here, we'll face it down together.
Have you lost your mind? We're in the middle of nowhere, in a blizzard, without hats, gloves, or even a fur coat between us. And now with no way home. You'll live to regret this, mark my words, you will. But, even so, thank you. You are true friends. Your words have warmed my heart. Well, since we're all stuck here now, onward. Let's take down that masked madman.
The cultist on the hill raises his arms and lets out a long rasping noise. The portal closes.
I'm gone.
And this character is still dead. Great. We're off to a fantastic start. The quick rundown: we have a level 5 Dragonair Scion, Don Bunyan, a level 5 Rogue Rekarth, who's a main part of the story, along with Sendri, who's a level 5 Seeker. We also have a level 5 Fighter, level 5 Cleric, and we would have a level 5 Slayer if he wasn't dead. The portal is gone. There's no going back. Hey, why aren't they attacking us? I was all prepared to die. They just stopped. I think the creatures have sensed the shard inside me.
Escape.
They won't touch us. We still have to deal with the wizard.
Attack! You're not a threat. You're an obstacle.
Die! Attack!
Alright, Masked Stalker. Well, he is undead. Start with Disrupt Undead then.
Hands off, my friends.
Aim carefully.
Alright, let's charge at him.
Our mission
This can't be
has
happening.
ended in failure.
So I'm curious if we're supposed to lose this fight, because it is not going well.
Learn from my mistake. Go.
Yeah, Fast Healing 5, Mage Armor and Shield. I don't think we're supposed to win this yet.
Let's hear you cry.
I'll stop you. I didn't break anything, did I?
I just say he's human. Neutral, evil, undead, human. We can't use Bone Shaker on him.
Run them through. My wounds pile on.
Go.
Oh, we'll go down swinging at least.
Out of my way!
This spell eludes me. Go.
Kill me quickly. This is not the end.
No contest.
Oh, looks like we've got it. We lost another companion. I don't know how well we're going to do without a cleric in our party. But we did it. Off to a really good start.
Did we really win? Of course we won! When friends work together, no monster can stand before them.
So the cleric carried us through the first half of this story, the Through the Ashes DLC. Hopefully we get a way to bring her back in the very near future, or we're going to be in for a bad time, I think. Sendri carefully inspects his arms and legs, making sure everything is still where it should be.
Friends? Yeah, right. Friends like these, even monsters will... He's an abomination. He doesn't even have a face. The mask froze right to his skull. Wait, what's this?
Muttering something disparaging under his breath, Rekarth leans towards the body. He lifts the cultist mask off with his dagger and spits in disgust. A piece of ice, shimmering with a ghostly blue light, rises from the corpse. It trembles in the air, as if sensing the presence of mortals, and slowly aims its sharpest point first at Sendri, then at Rekarth, and finally at you.
This is the same thing I have in my eye. He tried to take mine, and now we're going to be taking on an extra one.
Sendri brings his fingers to his eye, which burns with the same ghostly blue fire. What is this?
I'm not sure yet, but
Sendri purses his lips.
this thing is vile. You've no idea how vile.
But you do then. You're hiding something, mate. Come on, out with it.
Remember when that nasty fellow was poking around in my head, and I got to rummage around in his in return? Well, it was scary. Very scary. This piece of ice froze every part of his mind. It's as evil as ice cream that's made from evil instead of milk. I'm afraid, what if I also become like him? Ugh.
Sendri shivers. Perhaps we should just destroy it.
That's right. No good ever comes of cultists and their magic. Ugh. Hey. Listen, Icy. Don't even think about it.
Rekarth hits the ice shard hard with the hilt of his knife. The blow doesn't even leave a mark. The shard turns its sharpest point towards Rekarth, as if preparing to stab itself into his face.
It seems we can't just break it. Now that is a pity.
So whoever takes this piece of ice gains its power.
Uh-huh. Along with a boatload of curses. On the other hand, leave it here, and it'll end up in the hands of another one of these masked weirdos. What a choice. Between the bad, the rotten, and the filthy. All in all, business as usual.
Rekarth chuckles. Any volunteers? Rekarth and Sentry exchange gloomy glances. It seems nobody wishes to take on this burden. I will take it. The shard digs into your hand, but the physical pain it causes pales in comparison to the torment that grips your soul. The icy claws of the abyss tear you apart from the inside, leaving an unhealing wound somewhere in the deep recesses of your soul, through which an icy wind howls.
Well, we're done here. Let's stop hanging around and find a way out of this hole.
Alright, Sithod's Soul Shards. You've acquired one of the shards of Sithod's soul, which has conferred upon you a modicum of the Demon Lord's power. Each shard grants you passive bonuses and a shard boon of your choice. However, the more shards you choose to bear within you, the more adverse traits you will receive, and the stronger the pull of evil will be. Okay, and we leveled up, which is always exciting. The level 6 Dragonair Scion gets Draconic Presence. At 6th level, the Dragonair Scion receives Dazzling Display as a bonus feat. She does not need a weapon in hand to use this ability. It can use it as a standard action. Right, Athletics, Persuasion, and Use Magic Device. Level 6 Rogue, he gets a rogue talent. As a rogue gains experience, she learns a number of talents that aid her and confound her foes. Starting at 2nd level, a rogue gains 1 rogue talent. She gains an additional rogue talent for every 2 levels of rogue attained after 2nd level. A rogue cannot select an individual talent more than once, unless its description says otherwise. And Danger Sense. At 3rd level, a rogue gains a +1 bonus on reflex saves to avoid traps, and a +1 dodge bonus to armor class against attacks made by traps. These bonuses increase by 1 every 3 rogue levels thereafter, to a maximum of +6 at 18th level. Ability, Trickery, Knowledge World, and Perception. Oh, and Stealth. Normally I don't invest heavily into Stealth, but this DLC specifically, at least the first half of it, it came in handy. I'm hesitant to take Rapid Shot because I don't know what the max level for the second half of this expansion is going to be. We only reached level 5 in the first one. I don't think that taking that -2 penalty to your attacks is worth it at such a low level. Alright, let's actually collapse this. That could be handy. What does he have already? Size Shot. An Unlisted Feat. And Deadly Aim. Real quick, what does he have equipped? Let's grab Rapid Shot. So making a full attack with a ranged weapon, you can fire 1 additional time this round at your highest bonus. All of your attack rolls take a -2 penalty when using Rapid Shot. Might come to regret that, but more attacks can't be all that bad. At level 6 Fighter, gets a bonus combat feat, and Burst Barrier. At 2nd level, a Tower Shield Specialist can use his shield to screen himself from burst spells and effects, gaining a +1 bonus on reflex saves against them while employing a Tower Shield. This bonus increases by +1 for every 4 levels after 2nd, to a maximum of +5 at 18th level. Of course, a bonus combat feat at 1st level, and at every even level thereafter. A fighter gains a bonus feat in addition to those gained from normal advancement, meaning that the fighter gains a feat at every level. These bonus feats must be selected from those listed as combat feats, sometimes also called fighter bonus feats. What does she have? She has toughness, great fortitude, outflank, dodge, improved initiative, and weapon focus glaive. Not using a glaive. Athletics and mobility. You should be wearing heavy armor. Let's go do heavy armor focus. The armor class bonus granted by any heavy armor that you equip increases by 1. And Sendri, level 6 Seeker. No class features. Knowledge Arcana, Lore Nature, and nope. Just use Magic Device. Animate Dead Lesser. We're going to grab that. I don't need to look at anything else, though haste would also be good. But summons in this... Again, I'm comparing everything to the first half of this expansion, the Through the Ashes DLC. The summons were invaluable. But haste. We do have 2 fighters in our party. And Rekarth. Rapid shot. You know what? Let's do haste. And he gets Vengeful Comets. You can draw a number of miniature comets of ice, up to 1 per 4 caster levels, to orbit around you, granting you a circumstance bonus equal to the number of comets on all saving throws against fire effects. Once per round, when you're affected by a spell cast by an enemy, you fire one of your comets in retaliation. This is a ranged touch attack that deals 1d6 points of bludgeoning damage and 3d6 points of cold damage, plus 1 point of cold damage per 2 caster levels, maximum plus 10. If the spell you're retaliating against had the fire descriptor, you fire 1 additional comet. Okay. And this bonus. So what do we have here? So I guess these act as the mythic feats. Well, let's read through them so we know what we're choosing. Alright, so you can get up to 3. Cold Gaze. Your icy stare can chill the blood in your opponent's veins. Benefit. All enemies within 30 feet of you have their speed reduced by 5 feet per shard and suffer a penalty on reflex saving throws and attack rolls equal to -1 per shard. This boon has no effect on undead and constructs. Does that mean we're going to run across undead and constructs in the expansion? Concealing Blizzard. A localized snowstorm rages around you, which makes you a harder target to hit. All attacks made against you suffer a mischance equal to 5% per shard. If you possess 3 shards, this chance is increased by an additional 5%, so I guess 20%. Crystal Claws. Your natural weapons and unarmed strikes leave ever-growing ice crystals in the enemy's wounds. Whenever you damage a target with a natural weapon or an unarmed strike, leave a bleeding wound on its body. Each round, the target takes 1d6 bleed damage per shard and 1d6 cold damage per shard. The ice crystals can be removed with any magical healing. Enfeebling Sneak Attack. Your attacks are charged with cold energies that restrain the enemy's movements. Whenever you damage an enemy with a sneak attack, the enemy also takes strength and dexterity damage equal to your number of shards. In addition, for the next round, any weapon damage you deal to that enemy is turned into cold damage. Fragmentation Shot. The tips of your projectiles are coated with ice that splinters on impact. Whenever you damage an enemy with a ranged weapon from the bows, crossbows, or thrown fighter weapon group, your projectile splits into a number of fragments equal to 1 plus your number of shards. Each fragment deals damage equal to 1d6 per shard to a random enemy within 10 feet of the target. Freezing Shot. Your projectiles are enchanted with cold that binds the opponent's limbs. Whenever you land a hit on an enemy with a ranged weapon from the bows, crossbows, or thrown fighter weapon group, you deal additional cold damage equal to 1d6 per shard. This effect can occur twice per round. The enemy's hit dice are equal to or less than your level, plus your number of shards. The enemy is also frozen in place. While in this state, they cannot intentionally move by any means. Frost Edge. A layer of jagged ice grows on any weapon you wield. Your melee weapon attacks deal additional cold damage equal to 1d8 per shard. Ice Coating. A thin layer of ice grows all over your body, reforming whenever it is shattered. Each round, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 3 times your number of shards. Honestly, that might be worth it if the second half of the expansion is anything like the first half. Penetrating Hex. Whenever you curse your opponents, you weaken their defenses. Whenever you target an enemy with an ability or a spell with Curse of Hex descriptor, for the next round, all attacks against that enemy are treated as if they were made with a cold iron magic weapon, and the enemy's DR is reduced by an amount equal to your number of shards. Redistribute Life. You rob your opponents of what little life force they have left and give it to your allies who are closest to death. Once per round, when you deal negative energy damage, your living ally with the fewest hit points heals a number of hit points equal to 1d6 per shard. Remorseless Cold. You have mastered the element of cold. Any cold damage you deal cannot be reduced or prevented by immunities or resistances. In addition, your abilities with Cold Descriptor deal additional unholy damage equal to 1d6 per shard. It does not apply to any spells you cast. We could pair Remorseless Cold with Frost Edge. Be a good combo. I say about grabbing something defensive, but I think we need to kill enemies faster. Alright, summon Icebound Abracadillos. You have learned to summon the weakest Sithud's minions and make them serve you. 3 times per day, you can summon a number of Icebound Abracadillos equal to twice your number of shards for 1 minute. Summon monsters appear where you designate and act according to their initiative check results. They attack your opponents to the best of their ability. Well, I'm going to grab Frost Edge. Cold Gaze and Concealing Blizzard I think would be good as well. But Cold Gaze I'd want to put on my fighter, not my Dragonair Scion. Oh, sorry, we also get Cursed Energy Resistance. You gain Cold Resistance equal to 10 per shard, and Electricity, Fire, and Acid Resistance equal to 3 per shard. In addition, you're no longer affected by weather effects related to cold or wind. An Ominous Appearance. Those you interact with are disturbed by the dark glint in your eyes and your predatory smile. You suffer a penalty on persuasion skill checks when used for diplomacy equal to twice your number of shards. That's alright. What do we get? Cold Iron Dagger. An Apprentice Robe. This robe grants the wearer an additional +1 bonus to armor class whenever the wearer is under the effect of a mage armor spell. Your protection +2. And a Cloak of Resistance +1. Fantastic. We do have a Great Sword +1. I need to take stock of all this stuff off camera so I don't know what tools we have available. I think we're in for a rough time. Compared to the wrong thing. I was having dual wield, I guess. So 1 to 8. It's the same bonus. I get a +1 when using battle axes and other axes because of my lumberjack background. It's the same bonus, but does more damage. Since I'm leaning into the damage part of my character. Alright. Well, I'm going to call it here, and next time, we'll explore this area.
My steps.
We are permanently blessed. I forgot. I think we did something extra in the first half of the expansion that gave us that buff. I don't remember what it was, though. Doesn't this just take us back down to the portal? Or maybe it opened back up because we killed the wizard that closed it. The cultist.
Everyone counts on me.
I don't know, we'll find out next time. For now, I'm going to call it here, and we'll figure this out in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next one.